Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Welcome to the March 25th edition of Sportskeeda Wrestling's daily series, WWE News Roundup. In today's article, we will look at topics revolving around Roman Reigns and Stephanie McMahon, in addition to covering other exciting stories of the past 24 hours. A major name has been sentenced to 5 years of prison for attempted murder, among other charges. Also, there were major developments on Raw as we head closer to WrestleMania 41. So, without any further delay, let's begin. 1. WWE Raw results. We are less than a month away from WrestleMania 41, which means storylines have picked up the pace on the Red brand. The three-way feud between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair continued, which resulted in Adam Pearce announcing a match for the Women's World Championship between Mommy and Sky next week, with the EST being the special guest referee. CM Punk announced that he, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins will officially sign their match contract on SmackDown. Meanwhile, John Cena once again refused to talk to Cody Rhodes. The show featured 4 matches, including 2 title bouts. Here are the complete results. 2. Veteran wants to see Stephanie McMahon turn heel. Stephanie McMahon resigned from WWE in 2023, following which she has made sporadic appearances on TV programming. While the billion-dollar princess has stayed away from on-screen roles in the last few years, wrestling veteran Vince Russo would like to see her return as a heel figure and align with John Cena. We know The Rock's not going to be there. So The Rock is going to put his person there. Bro, you just said it, Chris Featherstone. Why not bring back a heel Stephanie McMahon? Because between now and WrestleMania, you can use Stephanie as the heel to run Cody Rhodes through the ringer and get more sympathy on Cody. Stephanie McMahon is currently working on her new podcast-style show, Stephanie's Places. The ESPN original series is set to premiere on March 26, 2025, with CM Punk being her first guest. 3. Roman Reigns breaks silence. Roman Reigns is set to feature in a high-profile match at WrestleMania 41, as he will face Seth Rollins and CM Punk in a triple threat match at the Showcase of Immortals. It was recently announced that the 3 men will be present on SmackDown, where they will sign the contract for the match. The OTC took to social media to react to the announcement, noting that he and Paul Heyman are once again WrestleMania bound. Reigns has made very few appearances on WWE programming this year. He was present on SmackDown last week, where a brawl broke out between him, Rollins, and Punk. 4. Former WWE star receives prison sentence. Cain Velasquez, who had a brief stint with WWE from 2019 to 2020, was sentenced to 5 years in prison for a shooting incident that took place in 2022. Velasquez was charged with many felonies, including attempted murder. He was involved in a car chase with Harry Goulart, the man accused of molesting his then 4-year-old son. Cain fired several shots from his handgun, and Goulart's stepfather, who was also in the vehicle, was injured in the shooting. The former UFC heavyweight champion pleaded no contest to all the charges. He has already served some time in prison, which will be reduced from his 5-year sentence. In a stunning and unprecedented week for WWE, a former champion has received a 5-year prison sentence for attempted murder. Stephanie McMahon has hinted at a shocking heel turn, and Roman Reigns has finally broken his silence regarding his absence and the chaos surrounding the bloodline. These developments have shaken the wrestling world to its core. Let's break it all down. WWE star sentenced to 5 years for attempted murder. The wrestling community was left in disbelief when news broke that a former WWE superstar had been sentenced to 5 years in prison for attempted murder. The identity of the individual, who was once a mainstay in WWE, was initially kept under wraps, but it has since been confirmed that the person in question is none other than Lars Sullivan. Sullivan, a former NXT standout who had a brief but controversial run on the main roster, had long struggled with personal demons. Reports indicate that he was arrested last year following a violent altercation that escalated to an attempted murder charge. Sources close to the case claim that Sullivan was involved in a bar fight that quickly spiraled out of control, leaving one man hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. The court handed down the 5-year sentence after weeks of legal battles. Sullivan's defense team attempted to argue for leniency, citing his well-documented mental health struggles, but the judge ultimately deemed the attack as too severe to warrant a lighter sentence. WWE has yet to release an official statement, but inside sources claim that the company had distanced itself from Sullivan long before his legal troubles came to light. The scandal has reignited conversations about WWE's hiring policies and the background checks conducted on its talent. Former colleagues have reacted with shock. Kevin Owens tweeted, "No words. Just sad all around." Meanwhile, Triple H, when asked about the situation, responded, "WWE has moved forward, and we will always strive to make sure our locker room is full of individuals who represent our brand with honor." While Sullivan's in-ring career is now all but over, the incident serves as a grim reminder of how quickly a promising career can fall apart. Heel turn for Stephanie McMahon? In the midst of WWE's internal shakeups, another bombshell has emerged. Stephanie McMahon may be on the verge of a shocking return, and this time, she may not be playing the benevolent businesswoman. Stephanie, who stepped away from her corporate role last year, has been making sporadic appearances behind the scenes. However, recent reports suggest that WWE is considering a storyline where she returns as an on-screen authority figure, but with a sinister twist. Rumors indicate that Stephanie could be positioning herself as the newest major antagonist in WWE, rivaling even Triple H's authority. The speculation began when WWE trademarked the phrase "the power play," leading fans to wonder if it was tied to Stephanie's comeback. Sources inside WWE claim that Stephanie is set to shake things up in a way that fans won't expect. One theory suggests that she could align herself with a rogue faction, using her power to dismantle the current leadership and take control of WWE programming. If this happens, it would mark the first time in years that Stephanie has embraced her villainous side on TV. The last time she played a major heel was during the Authority storyline alongside Triple H in the mid-2010s. However, this potential return could be even more ruthless. One source close to the situation stated, "Stephanie wants to do something fresh. She's looking at ways to reinvent herself, and a heel turn is definitely on the table." Could we see Stephanie McMahon use her power from Triple H? Would she go as far as aligning with Paul Heyman and the Bloodline? If so, this could be one of the most shocking corporate takeovers in WWE history. Roman Reigns finally speaks out. For months, fans have been wondering about the future of the Tribal Chief. Roman Reigns, who has been absent from WWE television since losing the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, has finally broken his silence, and his words were nothing short of cryptic. Reigns, who has been rumored to return in time for WrestleMania 41, took to social media with a cryptic message. "The Bloodline was built on dominance. Betrayal only delays the inevitable. #acknowledge me." This message has sparked massive speculation. Many believe that Reigns is hinting at a major comeback, possibly to reclaim his throne after Solo Sikoa took over the Bloodline in his absence. Behind the scenes, there have been reports that WWE is planning a major Bloodline civil war, with Roman Reigns leading his own faction against Solo Sikoa's version of the group. With Jacob Fata's arrival in WWE, tensions within the Bloodline have reached a boiling point. Some insiders believe that Reigns' absence was strategic, allowing the faction to collapse under Solo's leadership before making his grand return. WWE has been known for long-term storytelling, and this could be the latest example. Paul Heyman, who has been caught in the middle of this power struggle, has remained silent on the matter. However, his recent appearances suggest that he's growing uneasy with Solo's leadership. If Reigns returns, will he seek revenge on Solo for taking over the Bloodline? Or will he surprise everyone by forging a new alliance? One thing is for certain, when the Tribal Chief returns, the WWE landscape will never be the same. What's next? Between a WWE star being sentenced to prison, Stephanie McMahon's rumored heel turn, and Roman Reigns breaking his silence, WWE is setting the stage for one of the most unpredictable periods in recent memory. With Survivor Series and WrestleMania season on the horizon, expect even more twists and turns. Will Stephanie take control? Will Roman Reigns reclaim the Bloodline? And how will WWE handle the fallout from the latest scandal? Stay tuned. WWE is about to enter its most chaotic era yet.